That's so cool. Hello, welcome everyone. Nate and I were just talking about the new features on StreamYard. I got to play around a little bit. Apparently, there's some new things I can work with. But welcome everyone to Mostly Football. I am Dylan. He is Nate. Nate, how is your day going so far?
Ah man, my day's great. I made one of the dumbest decisions to go to the mall and do some last minute shopping, but wasn't too bad.
Oh, how could he? How busy could it be on the weekend before Christmas?
It's a fucking madhouse. It's
What
terrible.
what were we looking for specifically?
Nothing, just a little, just some things just to top off my daughter's Christmas list. Nothing
Okay.
too crazy, just to give her some extra presents.
Did she what did she ask for anything specific?
We got the things she asked for. Um, but I just wanted to get her a little something extra.
Okay. What I mean, is she gonna watch this? What did you get?
Huh? Oh, what did we get? I bought. She wanted a Stanley Cup. I don't know It's her friends, so she wanted a
Oh
Stanley
man.
Cup. So her mom and her auntie got her a Stanley Cup. So I got her a personalized cup with her name and her birthday flower on it. And then
Okay.
um, I got her a little Hatchimal doll. And then I gotta go get her two gift cards. She wants a Robux card and then a Starbucks card. Yeah, Robux.
You gotta be
It's a video game. Robux is a video game.
oh, okay. I
Yeah,
couldn't tell if
yeah,
you were saying Robux or you're saying
yeah.
Roblox, right?
It's Ro. Well, it's Robux. That's what the
Oh.
currency is. It's
Oh, you get
Roblox,
Robux for the
but it's
Roblox.
Robux. Yeah, yeah. And then
Gotcha.
she wants a Starbucks card because she's in the Starbucks now. So
Wow.
yeah, hmm
How
yeah.
about that?
That's where she at. And my mom got her like a jewelry table or something, but she can hear through walls, so that's why I wouldn't really want to say too much because I don't want her to know. I think she's in the living room, so I think I'm good.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to give it away. Those Stanley Cups too, man. Did you see there was a recall recently? You got to be careful with that, I guess.
I listen. I didn't buy the Stanley Cup, so it ain't gonna do me. So I bought her something from Amazon.
Yeah.
So I think she gonna like it. 'Cause it's her favorite color and her name and her birthday flower. So I think she gonna like it.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna do too much because
What?
she got enough crap. She enough toys. She don't need no more toys.
Okay, I think we're all posted now. Like, what's her favorite Christmas gift that she's gotten? So, like, what does she play with all the time?
Nothing at all. This is why we made the decision because like I'm happy she's going away from toys because we bought her a bunch of toys last year and I don't see her play with none of them.
It's
Exactly.
it's
So
like young
you-
kids, at least from
you're
what I've experienced so far, are a
you're
lot
gonna
like
find out. You're gonna
yeah,
find out. Right now,
yeah. I've
where
come
they're
to find
at the age they're at now, they're gonna play with those toys. But once they get to where she's at now, oh, I want this toy. Plays with it for 2 weeks, never plays with it again.
for me, it's so far giving them gifts is just like giving my cat a gift. You can give it anything in the world, but the thing it wants the most is a cardboard box.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. They will play with the shit out that box. Like the toys right here. Like this is what you need to be playing with. And then they get upset when you throw the box away. So
So if you
yeah, no.
ran through all the movies already, did you watch Turbo Man, Christmas Vacation, Santa
I
Claus?
have not watched Jingle All the Way yet. That's the only
Okay,
one I have not watched. And I need and I'm going to watch it because me and my daughter are gonna watch Home Alone tonight.
nice.
Um I've already watched The Grinch, Christmas with the Cranks. I want to watch Elf. I really do. But I don't like Elf. I want to, but I don't like the movie.
You want to just because it's popular?
Yeah, I do. I watched Red One. Red One it was alright. It wasn't great.
Oh, with The
It was
Rock?
okay. Yeah, it was. It's watchable. It's
Okay.
actually it's enjoyable, but it's it's a wild one. It's just it's I did I was just like, I guess it's The Rock. Okay, I guess it's The Rock, but it's like I said, it's a decent movie. It's not too outlandish, but I mean, there's
Okay.
some outlandish shit that happens in that movie, but it's all right.
Now tell me if you're the same as me on this one. I
Mm-hmm.
usually I truly enjoy Nightmare Before Christmas, but I usually watch it
Yes,
on Halloween and don't end up watching it on Christmas.
we're not the same in that sense. I watch it both times, so I watch it for
Okay.
Halloween and I watch it for Christmas. So it's one of my Christmas movies. So like obviously the go-to movie that must be is um Christmas Vacation,
Yep.
The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version, and then Home Alone's 1 and 2. Now I've added Home Alone 3 because Home Alone 3 is a really good movie. Like it's what as many people say, it's a good movie. You didn't like it?
I've never heard anyone say those words.
I I enjoy Home Alone 3 because it's not Macaulay Culkin, but it's still that same premise. And I don't really think they missed the mark on this one. Like it's hilarious as shit. Now, they are anything after 3 is terrible. The Home Alones they've made after 3 is god fucking awful. They're the worst movies they ever made, and I don't know why they were made, but they were made.
Well, I've been learning. I guess John Hughes is the guy responsible for Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and many other like hilarious movies that I've watched. And apparently,
He's
he was
spot
not
fucking
in on
on.
Home Alone 3, so that explains a
No,
lot.
he wasn't. I like I said, it wasn't one of those. I mean, it kept the same premise. It's literally the exact. It's I mean they added just they changed some things obviously, but I like it. It's one of my movies that I have to watch around the holidays.
I did have a fantasy football team in the past named the Sticky Bandits. So, speaking of fantasy football, Nate, let's just get right into it.
Why? Why?
Um,
Why do you want to? Why do you
well,
just want to rub it
listen,
in?
we had two very relevant games today with the
Hmm.
Chiefs playing the Texans at 1 and then the Ravens took on the Steelers at 4:30. And boy, did your boy not play any of the right players. Well, actually, so even before that, we kicked off the fantasy football semi final championships
So
with the
Thursday.
Thursday night game.
Uh huh.
Chargers took on the Broncos.
I didn't watch it.
I watched some of it,
Hmm.
and the part I watched, I was like, Broncos are winning this game. And Chargers rallied late.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert pulled off some Justin Herbert magic. I mean, talk about a quarterback who's just on the upward trajectory here with Jim Harbaugh and everything falling into place for him. So I honestly get the Broncos were really handling the Chargers early in that game. So I was surprised to see that the Chargers came back.
I have to give it to John Harbaugh that he is a coach. He is a great coach because I going into the season, I definitely didn't think the Chargers were going to be in playoff contention, just for the simple fact that they don't have receivers.
Right.
That's what it. That's what I was like. There's no way they can compete, and somehow Lad McConkey. Well, we all knew what Lad. I just thought he was going to be a glorified slot receiver. That's what I thought he
Right.
was going to be. But he turned out to be that surprisingly a true number one. And then Quentin Johnson learned how to catch the ball. he he realized what his hands were for. And the run game has been crazy. I think it's kind of dialed down a little bit because J.K. Dobbins is out, but he's I didn't see that. I didn't see the Chargers being in playoff contention.
Not at all. Like you said, you let go, two receivers who had been with the team since they were drafted. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen's going to be a Hall of Famer. Mike Williams was very good when he was healthy for the Chargers.
Yep,
And
that's true.
yeah, to just let those two go in your brand new scheme and everyone knows you're going to try to pound the ball and run the ball and you're taking Quentin Johnson, who most people had already written off as a bust. And
I
not that he had some
definitely did.
fantastic season, but he contributed. And then Lad McConkey, like you said, I mean,
I did. I like it. I thought he was just going to be a glorified slot receiver, and he turned out to be a true number one.
Coming off of, I
Realistically,
mean,
that's what he was in Georgia. He was just, he was a great slot receiver. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't that number one. He was that slot receiver. But hey,
right.
man, that when you can run every route in the route tree, you can be that true number one.
Yeah. And he had problems staying healthy. J.K. Dobbins, everyone knows about his problems staying healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that those two made it through the season for the most part, pretty unscathed. Wow. These S's and THs are not cooperating with me tonight. I got a lisp for some reason. But yeah, in that game, I could have played Gus Edwards and gotten myself a solid 24 points with 2 touchdowns. But no, I decided to leave Gus Bus on the bench and throw in Isaiah Pacheco for today.
Why would you?
Why don't we go ahead?
Pacheco against the Texans?
Let's share what happened.
That's kind of a bad matchup.
So Pacheco had 9 carries for 26 yards.
Jesus Christ.
And had a catch for -1 yard.
So that equal to 0 points?
I got 5 points out of him.
Yep. Oh man. I got 18 from Derrick Henry. Because he rushed for 133. Unfortunately, he didn't get a touchdown, but he went for 133 yards. So I'll take it.
You should take it. Definitely start your studs. I thought I was starting my studs. Little did I know Isaiah Pacheco is not in stud mode just yet.
I think it's going to take him a little bit to get back. I think they probably should have kept the rotation with Kareem Hunt as the starter until Pacheco was like really, really good to go. Because I think at this point, I mean, shit, you fracture your fibula. I mean, shit.
He'll be stellar in the playoffs when I can no longer use him. But
yeah,
right now he's just going to give me a dud.
That you know what, man? Listen to me. I know what that's like. I've had Kirk Cousins all year, so I know what it's like to get a dud. 6 points here. He had one big game against Tampa, and he's just fucking terrible. But great news, we have benched him now, and Michael Penix's turn.
Yes, we will get to that. I just want to quickly recap. So the studs so far from fantasy wise, Ladd McConkey gave you a decent game. Cortland Sutton got just about 11 points, I think, everywhere. He was fine. Bo Nix and Justin Herbert
were
crazy. Fine.
I think he had 21 in my league.
Yep. So really, so far, I mean, Lamar Jackson had himself a day today. If you had him, you're doing pretty well. Like you said, Derrick Henry. Who else was really doing well today? No one on the Steelers was really killing it.
If you had the Ravens defense, you got I think they had a solid day because I know they had the pick six. I think they had a couple. They had a couple turnovers, but unfortunately, they gave up 17 points. So there's that.
Patrick Mahomes threw a couple touchdowns and ran for a touchdown. So there's that.
Yeah.
And then
it's weird how it's weird. It's the scoring model for like, because I'm on ESPN's fantasy, and the scoring model for like quarterbacks is weird. Like they can throw for 200 and like 2 touchdowns, and that's barely 20 points. And I'm just like, shit, that's nothing. But if they go for they got to go for like 405 touchdowns to even make it seem like they've done something. I'm like, this scoring is terrible.
Yeah, especially like in 4-point throwing, usually the rushing quarterbacks are going to have the advantage there. But then, let's see, Xavier Worthy had a day. He did really well. Joe Mixon
did he have a touchdown today?
I think he had a touchdown. Yep. And then Joe Mixon did just about nothing, so he killed me as well, along with Isaiah Pacheco. And Nico Collins had a decent day, but also didn't score. So I'm going to lose in ESPN. I still have a shot in Yahoo and Sleeper, so we'll see. Yeah. But dude, I guess I'm done crying about fantasy now.
Tank Dell fantasy owners, man.
He had a great day.
He did.
He actually had a good game.
And he went down with that knee injury.
Yeah. Hopefully he's back for you next week. Or is it already reported that he's done?
He's still in the hospital. They say he's gonna be in the hospital for a while. I think he's done. He might be done for the season.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, they carted him off. So he.
Speaking of done for the season, why don't you just go ahead and
I'm gonna give
let's
you.
get right into it.
So this should have happened 3 weeks ago. Is it 3 weeks ago? It's 5 games. I say this should have happened 3 games ago. So Kirk Cousins here, he had a 5 game stretch where he threw eight. Nope, I'm sorry, 9 interceptions and 1 touchdown. I don't understand why it took so long for them to bench him. I guess they figured, oh, he'll work it out. Listen, 1 game, 2 games, cool. A third game, you got to sit his ass down.
But
A third game, we should have beat the Chargers. We didn't score the only touchdown we scored was because of Bijan. We should have beat the Chargers. We probably should have beat the Saints. I think the Saints was in this time frame. The last 5 games we shouldn't be 0-5, 0-4. We shouldn't be 1-4. We should be at least, I would say, 3-2, 4-1, somewhere in that
yeah,
nature. But because of Jackass here, we not. So they decided to say, okay, we got the Giants, Commanders, and Panthers up next. Let's pull the plug and start Michael
which
Penix.
is so wild because they are still in playoff contention.
The problem is he was pushing us out of contention. Remember, so we were 6-3 at one point. We were 6-3, and then we lost 4 straight. We were six
That's
and
good.
three. We were ahead of, we were like 2 games ahead of Tampa. We were in sole position of the division. And he forgot how to throw fucking touchdowns to his team, and we dropped 4 straight. So that's the problem. So my thing is this. I want this to happen, but I don't want this to happen. Because if Penix flops, everybody's gonna be in up and on. Oh my God, he's a terrible quarterback. Oh my God, yada yada. Is I know how Falcon fans are. They go, oh my God, he's terrible. Oh my God, this is the worst that we're cursed. No,
And it's at a point in the season where he might not look as up to speed as everyone else. I mean, everyone else has been playing for 16 games already.
exactly. That's the point. But the thing is this though. But here's the problem though. You can't, from a playoff standpoint, you can't stay with Kirk. You just
Right.
can't. Look, I mean, he threw for 113 yards and 1 touchdown and a pick against the Raiders. We beat the Raiders 15-9. We were in a collective butt puckering contest on that Hail Mary. Okay? They had 2 shots at a Hail Mary at the end of the game. 2 shots. You know how sideways that could have went? We saw the Bears game. Everybody remember the Bears game. Do you understand how that game should have been a 2-score game, period. 2 to 3 score game, easily.
The defense balled out.
Yes, that's the problem. So if the defense is doing what they're supposed to do, the offense got to help out. And the offense wasn't doing anything.
No.
So I think at this point, I think what's going to happen is I think they're going to open the playbook for Michael Penix. They're going to be able to do more. You're going to be able to have more quarterback runs, more play action sprint outs, stuff where you can move the pocket and get him comfortable.
Yeah.
And he's mobile. So if the shit goes sideways, you can get out the pocket. Because there's been times where Kirk Cousins like had a lane in front of him, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna eat it."
He does that. He's got that shoulder dip down pretty good. But yeah, once if you don't fall for that shoulder dip, you're going down.
Yeah, it's a done deal. It's over. So at this point, I look at it like this: the season's over. At this point,
Ah,
I don't want to get to the playoffs because
man.
we're not a good team unless Michael Penix come out and he can start lighting people ass on fire, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't want to get into playoffs. We're not a playoff team. Our defense is not a playoff defense. We can't. We are dead last in sacks. We're dead last in QB pressures. You understand that? You can't go into the playoffs playing against
Oh, I
guys
see.
like Jordan Love, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. You can't go in there and not be able to get pressure. You can't do it. I don't want it. I don't want to go into. I don't want to make the playoffs. I don't. And then, I mean, think about it. We beat Tampa, but I don't see us beating Tampa for a third time if we have to play them.
Right.
We're going to have to win the division. So basically, what's going to happen for us to get in, we have to win out. So it makes us 10-7, and Tampa has to somehow choke these last 3 games. And if that happens, then we win the division. If they don't choke these last couple games, we're going to have to rely on other people to lose in order for us to get in.
Answer me this, because Drake London has had a good year statistically.
Yeah, statistically, yes.
Darnell Mooney, I think Darnell Mooney's really opened up some eyes with the type of year he's had. Is Kyle Pitts bad or is he hurt? Because it has to be one of those two things.
He's not hurt and he's not bad. The problem is they don't use him as a tight end. They use him as a wideout. They use him as a receiver. If I'm a coordinator and I got a guy like Kyle Pitts, I'm putting Kyle Pitts in a tight end position. I'm not spreading him out. I'm not putting him on the ends. I'm not doing that shit. If I do that, he's gonna stay in a slot. I'm not putting him one-on-one with a corner. I'm not doing that. Your matchup is the safeties and the linebackers. That's your matchup. The problem is that they don't do that. They like to put him out wide. They like to put him out like, no. Put him in that tight, put him next to the fucking tackle. Let him put that, and then let him run his routes from there. Because that's when you're going to draw the mismatches against the slower linebackers, the less athletic linebackers. He's 6'6"?
Yeah,
you tell me that I think the average height of the linebackers is probably 6'1", maybe 6 foot.
Right.
You telling me this 6'6" giant can't get mismatches with linebackers? That's the problem. Their game planning sucks. The offensive coordinator is not great. Like they thought hiring this young guy he's gonna bring this innovative offense. He hasn't done it. You have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts should be averaging at least a touchdown a game, touchdown and a half a game, at very least. But it's not happening.
I think it's easy at this point, especially if you're only an NFL fan, to forget just how prolific of a fucking career Kyle Pitts had at Florida. I mean, he was by all means, unicorn. Right? He was on his way to the Hall of Fame, best tight end of all time.
Never had a tight end picked at that. I think we picked him at 8. He was the unicorn tight end is why we picked him. And they thought that, we can use him like Kelvin Johnson. We can use it. No, he's still a tight end. He still has, think about it, corners, or if I'm a corner, hell yeah, I want to cover this tight end. I don't want to cover the fucking receiver. Yeah, I want to cover the tight end because he's not as quick. So his movements are not as, I'm more agile than he is. That's why you match him up with linebackers and safeties. That's where your matchups are. But they don't do that. They like to put him out. They like to match him up on the outside and put Darnell Mooney on the inside. Like, don't fucking do that. Put him in a tight end spot. Let him run drag routes. Let him run the post patterns from the tight end position. I promise you, it's going to work out for you. But they wasted his. I think what's going to happen is, I think he has one more year with us. I'm pretty sure they're going to franchise tag him. I don't see them just letting him walk. But I think what's going to happen, I think Michael Penix is going to do some things that's going to change this organization. That's what I think. I think that this Penix move is going to be a good move. I don't see us making the playoffs. I think we might we win 2 of the last 3 because I think they're winnable. I'm pretty sure we can beat the Giants. I'm pretty sure we can beat the Panthers, and the Commanders are going to be iffy. I'm not even gonna say it's a toss up. That's if we win, I'd be shocked if we beat them. Now, mind you, we played 2 previous coaches. We played both our previous head coaches. We played Arthur Smith on week 1, and then we got to play the Commanders next week against Dan Quinn.
That's pretty cool.
So they're gonna have something to prove.
Yeah.
They're gonna their job is I'm gonna show you I wasn't the problem. That's what Arthur Smith did in week 1, and this is what Dan Quinn's gonna do in week 2, and next week. So I don't have a lot of expectations for Michael Penix. But at this point, we couldn't stay with Kirk. He was killing us. Like again. We're 1-4 in the last 5.
Right. I think maybe if he was playing better and the defense was letting up more, then they probably wouldn't be so quick to bench him. But when it's just so glaringly obvious that he's a problem.
Here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy. Let me pull this up because I want to pull this up, and because I was looking at this the other day, and it bothers me. It really bothers me that I was looking at this. I was looking at the amount of points that the defense has given up, right?
Yeah.
So,
which historically, the Falcons' defense has been pretty bad.
Right. So hear me out. So this is week 1. Week 1 against the Steelers, we gave up 18 points.
Not bad.
We beat the Eagles.
Don't remind me.
The defense. We played the Chiefs the following week. We gave up 22 points. We beat the Saints. We beat the Bucks. We beat the Panthers. We gave up 34 against the Seahawks. We beat the Bucks. We beat the Cowboys. We gave up 20 against the Saints. We got 38 put on us against the Broncos. 17, we got 42 put on us against the Vikings, and we gave up 9 points against the Raiders. The defense has been doing great all fucking year.
Yep.
But outside of the 2 blowouts that happened with the Seahawks and the Vikings, I wouldn't even consider the Vikings a blowout. It was a 3-touchdown game. I think we were still in it. I think there was a pick 6 or some shit somewhere in there. But if you look at it, the defense hasn't been terrible all year.
No.
The fucking offense has. Offense has been killing us all year. So I look at it like you can't do any worse than Kirk Cousins. The last 5 games, he was 1-8, 1 touchdown and 1-9, 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions. I don't think you can do any worse than that. So
pretty ugly for a guy you paid $180 million for.
Yeah, and I think they might cut him. I think they might. I think they're gonna eat it, and I don't have a problem with them eating that.
Yeah.
That salary, because now at this point, I think you're gonna have to sign Justin Simmons because he's been playing fucking spectacular all year. You have to bring Justin Simmons back. Matthew Judon, and I say this with the utmost respect, you can go fucking eat rocks, sir. You can go fucking eat rocks because you play like dog shit all year. I've never seen a man have so many pass rush moves in his arsenal and never make it to the quarterback.
And, I have been quoted as saying in the past couple seasons, Matthew Judon is probably the most underrated player in the NFL.
He is hot ass.
Not this season.
He's swamp ass.
He's rated just where he needs to be.
I've watched this man since the season started. I have never seen a man, no effort, he has no motor. Like it's like he's wasting energy. Like there's been plays that I'm watching, I'm like, what the fuck are you? Just get off the field if you don't want to play, sir.
Yeah.
Like I've seen him go. I've seen him go up against tackles and just stand there. It's like, are you gonna get separation? Or are you gonna make a move? Or what the fuck are you doing? And I hope we don't pay him. I really hope we don't pay him because he was supposed to be that guy that was going to help the pass rush.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be that guy that come in that's going to get that attention, that's going to help out the line, that's going to help
Right.
Grady Jarrett, that's going to help all those guys out. He has done Nathan. He needs to go.
It's
I don't care where he goes, but he can go.
it's a very confusing thing. He wanted out of New England. He got out of New England. Yeah, what an opportunity to put up
To show
stats. Yeah, show out.
it looks like we got swindled in that trade. And that's what it looks like. Because I'm like, oh shit, we get Matthew Judon from the Patriots. He had a spectacular year last year. He's been great for them. And then he comes to Atlanta and he's just red sleeves and all, don't know how to fucking play football. Like, what are you doing, sir? Like, I've seen people with less pass rush moves get pressure. You don't do shit. He just fights and he's wasting energy.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he had like, I'm watching George Karlaftis for the Chiefs today, and
That
he just does not stop.
no constant. If you look at all the guys who top pass rushers in this league, TJ Watt, fucking monster.
Yeah,
Just constant going. And you look at a lot of teams that don't have like that star pass rush, but they can still get to the quarterback because it's effort, like the Cardinals. Effort. All
yeah.
it takes is effort. Who wants it more?
It's just confusing because I feel like he had it in the past. I don't know what happened this year.
Bro, I don't know either. I don't. And I think this year was probably the easiest year we had to get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because I mean, we didn't have a difficult schedule. We really
right.
didn't. I mean, the Chiefs played horrible. The Chiefs got bailed out for they got bailed out. We gonna call a spade a spade.
The divisions.
The division's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broncos, the Chargers, they're not.
No, I meant the NFC South.
Oh, the NFC South's trash.
Yeah,
we're garbage, hot garbage, a steaming pile of garbage, to be exact. Okay, and it is what it is at this point. I mean, we used to be one of the top divisions in the game when we had guys like Cam Newton, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, and well, Tampa never had a really good quarterback. They just started getting good quarterbacks. But when those guys was in the division, it was
Tom
competitive.
Brady.
Yeah, but Tom Brady came in after those guys were gone. So the divisions used to be good when we had those guys, and now all of a sudden it's just like it's ass. I wish we'd have got Baker, but
he might be the best in the division.
But he is. Hands down, he's the best quarterback. Unless Michael Penix shows me something different, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the division at this point. There's no disputing that at all.
Which is wild. So are you cool with checking out these other stores? Anything? I'm happy to listen to you talk about the Falcons some more. I didn't know.
I don't want to talk about them anymore. I've given up on the NFL this year. Georgia's my last ride here at this point. The Falcons have let me down, and I didn't. Here's the crazy thing: I didn't even watch the first half of the game on Monday. I don't think I turned it on until like mid third quarter.
Damn.
That's when I decided to watch the game. I was like, I'm not watching this bullshit. And then I was like, oh, it's 9-3 at half against the Raiders. It's like ass.
It was a bad night for football.
What?
Real bad night.
All right, well, I'm doing something right now. I'll come get you in a minute. Close the door, please. Thank you.
See you later.
She just wants attention. But yeah, no, I said I'm done with at this point the NFL season is just me being a fan at this point. I don't care. The Falcons have ruined my life again.
Well, Like we talked about earlier, the Chiefs took care of the Texans today in a game where Mixon and Collins really killed your team, your fantasy team. Ravens took care of the Steelers. Lamar had himself a day. So the Chiefs and Ravens again carrying momentum into the playoffs. Let's go back up to the top here.
So here's my question. So you watched the Tyson Paul fight, right? Or whatever you could watch.
Yeah,
How do you what do you think is gonna happen on Christmas Day?
dude. I think that's what everyone's wondering. How could that possibly work?
You talk about because the Ravens who do they play? Because what's concerning me is they're saying well everybody's like, oh, 60 million people. Cool. What happens with this live event that a million people are probably going to watch?
Oh yeah.
Like, I hope your servers I hope your servers are supporting this because you know what would suck is that whatever game's on turns out to be a good game and you miss a key play because of buffering.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, I hope y'all hear me. Make sure your servers can support the shit that's coming up this Christmas. Okay?
And
Because
Netflix, you're
we
really
don't
pissing me off
play.
because I'll be watching something with my kids, and just for no reason, randomly, get booted. I go back to the main menu. I'm kicked out of Netflix. Like,
Okay, so I'm not the only one who does that.
no.
Who's I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that before. So okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Yeah, I've
So,
had that. It'll freeze and then it'll boot you out. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
listen, you want to charge more. You want to be
Right.
dickheads about people not sharing their passwords and make sure
Right.
no one, then how about up your service? If you're going to charge
Facts.
more, fucking make it worth paying for, bitch.
Fix your goddamn servers because there's no reason there's no reason I should be dealing with buffering at all. There should be no buffering. Unless my internet sucks, there should be no buffering. There should be no problems. I should not be getting kicked out without hitting the home button on my remote. It shouldn't be that. Should be no reason. So I think it's 2 games on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I mean, if we had trouble with Jake Paul and I can't even watch 2 episodes of Paw Patrol back to back, I don't know how the fuck this is gonna work.
Right. Exactly. So they better fix it. They better fucking fix it because I'm not enjoying this one.
So the first game we get to discuss, ironically,
of course.
Michael Penix's debut, taking on Drew Lock and the Giants in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You gotta feel good about it.
I do. I
You
feel
do.
good about it. I feel good about it because he out of all of outside of Caleb Williams, Michael Penix has the best supporting cast around him. He has Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, Bijan Robinson. I can't think of the other guy's name. The fucking running back, Tyler Algier. He has the supporting cast, and the offensive line is not bad. Like they're not bad.
I think, unfortunately, the weak link is my boy from Syracuse, Bergeron.
Yeah. He is, but you know what? They hold up. Like if you watch a lot of the games where we played teams with good pass rush, they held up pretty goddamn well.
Good.
It's just that Kirk Cousins, for whatever reasons, like that part of his brain, after we were 6-3, shut the fuck off, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know how to make this play here." So I think Michael Penix, because there's been a lot of camera angles for whatever reason, like it shows Michael Penix watching Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Like actually watching like the drive against the Eagles. What's another game winning drive? The drive against Tampa. Like they have him on the sideline. They have that angle of him like watching. So I think he's going to be up to speed. He did play in the preseason a little bit, but it's not the same. I think it's going to be a bit rusty in the beginning, but I think we can beat the Giants. I think they're going to run. I think it's going to be a run heavy in the beginning, and then until he gets comfortable. But my thing is this: if you have a young guy, yeah, you want to take shots down the field, but you got to get him warmed up first.
Yeah,
Throw a couple screens, throw a couple bubble screens, just shit that gets him into a rhythm of completing passes. Easy
right.
stuff. Like nothing too crazy, nothing that's nothing that's gonna get him in trouble, right? And then once you see him get, start with the slants, the out routes, in routes, little things, little simple things that's going to get him comfortable, and then take your shots.
Yep.
So I don't know how the offensive coordinator is gonna how he's gonna prepare him for this, but I don't expect us to lose to the Giants. If we lose to the fucking Giants, you just we lose to the 2-12 Giants at all.
It's kind of funny how like I don't know what happened there if your mic went out or what, but you kind of like censored yourself. I missed all the curse words there.
Oh well, just no. If they lose to the fucking Giants, just you might want to just send me a text just to check because it's more likely I'm probably gonna go to jail
Well,
because there's no reason. They're
it's
two
kind
and
of funny
twelve.
how it's worked out this year because in years past, college players kind of get knocked if they stay around in college too long, like the fifth year senior guys
Mhm.
like that. It's like, oh, why hasn't he declared that? He must not be talented enough. But you had the COVID pandemic kind of seasons fucked everything up for a little while, and now
Yeah.
you're seeing, you know, questions about Bo Nix. Is he talented? Yes, he's fine. He came in, he was ready, plenty of games, two different schools. You know, Jaden Daniels, is he ready? Fifth year. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, two different schools, plenty of games. Turns out he's fine too. So Michael Penix, two different schools, Indiana and then Washington. He played plenty of ball. And I won't be too surprised if he comes in and he looks kind of crisp throwing it.
I think he will be because I mean there was a couple games obviously and a couple blowouts like the Broncos and the Seahawks game. He got playing time. He did well. Obviously it was garbage time, but I mean the couple passes he did throw they were very accurate. And that's the thing the kid has a fucking cannon on his arm. Okay, so the arm strength is not the question. It's reading the defense. Is he going to be on time? Is he going to make that smart decision? Okay, shit, everything's collapsing. No one's open. What do I do? Like,
Yeah.
are you going to get your ass out there and use your legs? Move. Like that's one thing I don't understand with a lot of quarterbacks. It's like I get it, you're old. I get it, you're slow. But fucking run. If the lane's there, if it is there, run. Okay? Fucking run. That's all I got to say. You're going to get hit, but fucking run. But there is something I want to talk about. We could talk about it after this, and it's something that took place with Trevor Lawrence. So I want to
Okay.
see where your thought process is on that one.
I think I know where you're going. I like it. It's fair enough. I wouldn't be surprised at all if just to get him in a rhythm, a couple quick passes, this ends up being Kyle Pitts' best game of his fucking career.
Hey, the game against Tampa in Tampa was his best game. I think he went for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Damn.
So that again, it was you know how the tight ends like to shot on National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah,
So there was that. So
it's funny. Yeah, I agree. I think the Falcons are looking pretty good in this one. The defense has to be pumped after how they played last game against the Raiders. That's only going to help them going in here against Drew Lock. Obviously Malik Neighbors super talented, and on the other side of the ball, you got guys like Dexter Lawrence you got to worry about. But
yeah,
I don't think it's like an overwhelming amount of players where you're like, oh my god, how are we
nah.
going to move on
They
the
say
Giants?
and they say this is the first game for a rookie starting their first game that team's favored. So
Wow.
we are favored to beat the Giants. So we'll see.
Here's a game that absolutely no one cares about.
Can I say
Arizona
that Bryce
Cardinals.
Young? Can I say Bryce Young has changed my opinion of him?
Please do. I love to hear it.
Bryce Young has changed my opinion about him. I was like, he's a bust. No,
Yep.
I think that benching woke something up because he has been playing fucking spectacular. The
Which I
fact that
hate
they,
it
the
because at the
fact that
time I was like, this is the dumbest thing you could do, and I don't see how it's going to work.
the fact that they almost beat the Chiefs got lucky. The Chiefs got black magic somehow. They almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Bucks, and they almost beat your Philadelphia Eagles.
They
If
did.
if Xavier Leggett does not drop that pass,
Mm.
if he doesn't drop that pass, we are talking about a whole different ball game at this point.
Yeah.
But I have to say they have to they have they have a lot of holes. Like Adam Thielen got to go. He's been great for them, but he got to go. You gotta get a true number one. Jonathan Brooks is hurt again, so I think he tore his MCL, or he broke something's not right, but he's done for the season.
Such
So
a
I
bummer.
don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out with him going in the future. I mean, you got Chuba Herbert's been solid. Chuba Herbert's
Yeah.
been fucking solid. So I think as far as the back, I mean, you tried to rebuild the offensive line in this past offseason. So I think you got to start focusing on your weapons now. Tight ends, wide receivers. You got to fix that defense. That defense got to get they fucking terrible.
Yeah.
They're fucking terrible. But I gotta say, Bryce Young is definitely he saved his career. Andy Dalton get hurt again saved his career because I definitely think if Andy Dalton stays healthy, Bryce Young's on his way up out of there.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Possibly. Did
Well,
you see how you
he started to shit the bed himself, and I love my Red Rifle Rooster, but
did you see
he
how he
was
started? Did you see how he was playing before he got benched?
that first game he was lighting it up, and then he went down quick.
Yeah. So I think I, I gotta go with the Panthers in this one. The Cardinals has been just they have not been able to get Marvin Harrison involved whatsoever.
I would love to know what do you think like one of the cheapest tickets is for this game? Like fucking $10?
Oh, it's in Panthers. Oh no, it's less than that. It's I'm gonna say I think if I remember, I know there were tickets for like 50 cents at one point last year. So I think the cheapest ticket might be probably about $2 or $3.
Oh damn. I could drive up there and
Yeah, you
get
could
some bad
do.
good.
They are not. They are their tickets. Like I said, I think at one point last year that the tickets were like 50 cents. Like that was just some regular ass tickets. That wasn't even nosebleeds. Like they were just trying to sell tickets at this point. But I think they might if they can get some better weapons around him, I think they'll be fine. But I would have to deal with the Panthers on that one. Cardinals are just
They're trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
I feel bad for Chicago. I feel bad for Chicago
You do?
because I feel bad for them because after what happened to them in Buffalo last week, the Lions are looking they're gonna be off of blood.
Yeah, they
They're
did
gonna
get
be off of they're gonna be off of blood. And I just the biggest thing for me with the Lions is they were my favorites to come out of the NFC, but their fucking injuries on defense is
so
just
many injuries.
fucking brutal. Like everybody's down.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost a guy like he tore his ACL. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, when did the injury? It started with Aiden Hutchinson, and
Yeah.
it's just one person after the other. It's
I
just
mean,
like
just what's it? Hutchinson, McNeil, Anzalone, and Carlton Davis
yeah, I think those are the ones that are done for the season.
to go with
Not
Montgomery.
alone and then Montgomery's down. He's done for the year.
Yep.
That's not including just the other ones that are just nicked up that are missing 2-3 weeks here and there. I'm like, I think they beat the shit out the Bears tomorrow, but man, I can't see them hanging with the top teams in the NFC with that amount of injuries on defense.
See, I'm on upset alert here. I think coming off that game versus Buffalo, I think you go into Chicago, you're not looking the right way, and boom, all of a sudden Caleb Williams gets a few big plays. I think Chicago's going to win this game.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hey man. I mean, with the
Oh,
injuries on defense, I don't know. But I think this is gonna be a game to show we are still the best team in this fucking NFC.
They need it. They
No
need
one
it.
cares about this fucking game. This I don't
What's the
care.
worst game? Cardinals Panthers or Titans Colts?
Titans Colts because you got Anthony Richardson going against Mason Rudolph. No one cares. This is gonna be a fucking game of turnovers. This shit's stupid.
We might have 200 total yards of offense between these teams.
Dude, the running back's gonna have a fucking field day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what this is gonna be. Jonathan, what's his name?
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor and fucking uh Pollard are gonna have a fucking field day because the quarterbacks suck.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too many air yards in this one.
No, I'm not.
Hopefully, you're not
Honestly,
counting on Michael Pittman or Calvin Ridley this time of year for your fantasy playoffs.
I'm just hoping this game ends in a tie. There's no implications. There's no one cares. There's nothing there.
Now, here's a game with no implications for the Jets.
But for the Rams, it's big implication. And then, mind you, the Rams got two big wins in the last 2 weeks. They beat the Niners and they beat Buffalo within the last 2 weeks. So this could be a trap game here. The Jets are they're shit. The Jets are terrible.
The Jets are jetting.
They're fucking terrible. But I just don't think you can win a game against this team if Cooper Kupp scores 0 points in fantasy. I don't think he had a catch last week, did he?
No, he had a big fat goose
egg.
Big fat
goose. Yeah, no, you can't. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win very many games like that. You're not. This is not one of them. You're gonna have to get your playmakers involved. Yeah. But I see the Rams winning this. I can see them winning this by 2 scores.
Okay, I'll take the Jets.
This is the game I've been waiting for. You have no idea how excited I have been for this fucking game.
You just want to see me sad?
No, I want to see who's the best team in this fucking division.
You know who the best team in this division is.
I told you this
the first time they beat the Commanders. I told you this the first time.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay.
Nate.
I know. Listen. I still believe the Commanders are that team. And I'm going to say that the Commanders are going to beat
my air brakes.
The Commanders are going to beat the Eagles by 2 scores tomorrow.
That's wild. You think fucking old? You think Jaden Daniels throwing the ball to De'Ami Brown and Luke McCaffrey? That's who gets it going for you?
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry's getting shut down by Quinyon motherfucking Mitchell. You know that.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Like I said, you know how I've been talking about the Commanders all year. Okay, this ain't a bad way. I believe that they're the better team, and I believe that they're gonna beat the Eagles tomorrow.
I mean, I'll give you the latter part of that if you think they're going to beat them, but to think they're the better team is such a crazy statement.
Oh, man.
I am concerned about Saquon. He wasn't on the injury report at all this week, but he did miss the entire second quarter last week, and he was stretching out his legs. So
A.J. Brown ass is on the fucking injury report. He better play tomorrow. I'm not playing with him.
Yeah. So
he's a part of my fantasy lineup. He better fucking play tomorrow. I don't care. You better tape that shit up. I don't care how bad you hurt. You better tape that shit up.
Here's a game. Bengals trying to stay alive, and the DTR. I don't think DTR has played yet this year.
Yes, he played. He did. He came in. I think they benched Jameis. When they played when they beat the Ravens the first time. Well, no. One of them games he started. I remember it was one game he started, but this is gonna be his second start of the year.
Gotcha.
But this is a bad team to start against.
It is.
The Bengals not gonna make the playoffs.
Nope.
The Bengals, they're not gonna win this game. I wish they wouldn't have benched Jameis. I I don't get why they bench Jameis, but I don't think DTR is gonna be any better. I think DTR is gonna be worse than Jameis.
Yeah, I didn't love the benching of Jameis. I think if you want to really find out what you have weapons-wise between Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman, I think Jameis was giving you a lot more to work with than DTR
Yeah.
can.
Shit, Jerry Jeudy fucking season turned around when Jameis got in there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this will be interesting. I do think the Bengals win, but I agree with you. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs ultimately. Just too many things need to happen for them to get in.
Put it down.
Vikings Seahawks in Seattle, 12th man. It's going to be a rainy ass night, and I think Sam Darnold gets it done.
Who gets it done?
I think Sam Darnold's going to bring the Vikings in there and beat the Seahawks.
I thought you said the Seahawks get it done. I'm like, Seahawks don't have Geno. There's no way. No. That this game, this could be a runaway quickly.
Could be.
This could be a runaway because that Seahawks defense is ass.
Yeah, it's bad. I do like the JSN's been coming on though. That's a nice thing for the Seahawks. But yeah, I agree. Vikings all the way. Moving on to Jesus. I
Bills.
need
Bills.
my only hope. My only hope in my fantasy matchup with Isaiah Pacheco getting me fucking 5 points is that somehow, some way, the Bills say we don't need Josh Allen today, and they just sit his ass down. That's my only hope.
That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that's not gonna happen. Josh Allen trying to win MVP, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So Josh Allen will be playing tomorrow, but this is gonna be a ass whooping for the ages. This is
at home.
Get them out of here. They're at home too. Get them out of here. Yeah, Patriots at least show effort.
And it's like, they brought in Amari Cooper. They don't need him. They signed Curtis Samuel. They don't need him. They drafted
Keon
Coleman. They don't need him. Got Dalton Kincaid. They just need Josh Allen. The motherfucker has put up something like 600 passing yards.
Yeah, he's put up crazy ass numbers, dude.
Over the past 2 games.
I'm happy I didn't have to play him last week in fantasy because what he did to the Lions was criminal.
Unbelievable. Okay,
fucking unbelievable.
This is by far the game that people care.
Before we move on, let's rate it now. So we got Titans, Colts, Jags, Raiders, Cardinals, Panthers. Out of those 3, rate those 3 from 1 to 3, with 1 being the absolute fucking worst.
1's the worst?
1's the absolute fucking worst.
I'll start with 3. I think 3 is Cardinals and Panthers. I think it'll be somewhat interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
2 is this game right here because I am interested to see. Am interested to see at least Brock Bowers,
Desmond Ridder, and Mac Jones.
Brock Bowers, Brian Thomas. I am interested in those guys. But yeah, there's nothing about Anthony Richardson versus Mason Rudolph that fucking gets me going. I'm sorry. There's no weapons.
Okay. Yeah, that one. I think that 1-2 spot could have went either way, but yeah, I agree. I agree. I say the Panthers and Cardinals could be interesting because Bryce Young is trying to save his fucking career. So
right.
Yeah, I agree, but god damn it, man, that shit is. I'm happy. Why they put it? They could have put that at noon. Don't nobody want to watch this shit. Put this shit at noon where all the other games are on at. Nobody wants this shit.
These are 2 6 and 8 teams. I don't even know what their playoff. Nope. I guess they're still alive.
They're not. Niners are done. Dolphins are done. They're cooked. So at this point, from what I've been seeing, a lot of Dolphins fans are calling for Mike McDaniel's head now. They're like, they are ready for him to go because he's done nothing. He's done nothing since he's been there. They've been to the playoffs twice, and he has not a fucking single win in the playoffs. So I think at this point they're like, we're done with this experiment. I heard one person talk about Tua. They was like Tua might need to be gone too because they say Mike McDaniel came in and helped him be this quarterback that he is, but at this point, dude, the Dolphins, you got Tyreek, you got all this talent, you got all this speed and talent, and Woody, you've been the average. You've been
Right.
fucking average. Like y'all could have just kept Tyreek in fucking Kansas City. Y'all have been ass. Y'all have been average or ass since Mike McDaniel's been there. Y'all have done absolutely nothing. You can't beat the Bills, and you can't beat the Bills in Buffalo. So what the fuck makes you think you can go on? You can't. I mean, hell, you had a chance to beat the Chiefs, but it was too cold. Tua don't know how to
Yeah.
play in cold weather.
McDaniels, he's probably going to go down as one of those coaches that's just a better coordinator than coach. I
Yep.
like the creative stuff that he does, but it just seems like overall the team's not very physical. They never really seem too juiced up, so
They're
it
not.
probably falls on him.
Yeah, I think Shanahan's safe. We all know this. Shanahan's safe because of his track record and the Super Bowls he's been in, and but this team is done. That team is they're injured. There are just too many injuries. I mean, at this point, you got to cut Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
You got to cut Christian McCaffrey. I think Debo got to go because I mean, you got guys like Jawan Jennings, Ricky Paracel. You got those guys. George Kittle is he's an average pass catching tight end, but he's a great pass blocking tight end and run blocking tight end. He's good in those instances. But I think you got to let Debo walk. I think it's time to let Debo go. I think Christian McCaffrey for sure because shit he keeps getting hurt. Now he's done for the season again.
Yeah.
So I think you got to let I think those are the changes that need to be done. I think Shanahan needs you need a new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they signed. I guess they're gonna probably get rid of Javon Hargrave. Signed him to a big contract a few years ago, and he didn't have much of a year this year. So I read they're probably gonna let him go.
We all
So yeah,
know we all know what's going to happen with Mr. Devondre Campbell.
yeah,
Yeah, his ass is done.
he's going
I
to the Arena
I would
League,
sus-
the
I would suspend
USFL. I
him.
don't know.
I would suspend him for the rest of the season. That way he doesn't get fucking paid, and then cut his bitch ass as soon as the season over. As soon as that clock hits zero, in our last game, his ass is toast.
I
Get him
just,
out of here.
Antonio Brown was an entirely different case when that happened. I mean, we kind of all expected some crazy shit to happen, but
Hmm.
I just can't imagine seeing your teammates and looking around and being like,
I
not
don't want to
feeling
play
it.
because you lost your spot to the starter of the deep. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I wanted him back on our team because we initially drafted him. He played for us for a very long time before we let him go. And I was like, I wish we could because I watched him in Green Bay and I watched him and wherever else he's played. I'm like, where the fuck was this guy at when he was with us?
Yeah.
And then I see something like this. I'm like, I don't want, man, stay the fuck away from us. We got enough problems as it is.
Nate, if I ever had a chance in this league where I have Isaiah Pacheco and unfortunately played him, if I ever had a chance to win this matchup, it would be Baker Mayfield throwing touchdowns to Mike Evans
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over again. I need it to
Well,
happen.
well, I can tell you that's gonna happen because the Cowboys are giving their fans that false hope. Oh my God, we can make the playoffs. Oh my God, we can do it. We can do it. We won. They what? I think they're 2-1 in their last 3 games.
Yeah, they're winning.
Just for them to fucking fall flat on their face. They are not beating Tampa Bay tomorrow. Okay,
No,
they're not. They're not beating Tampa. They don't have a shot at beating Tampa Bay. Mike Evans is going to torch Trayvon Diggs.
I don't think he's available.
Oh, that's even worse. Bucky Irvin, Rashad White are going to just dog walk the shit out of that defense. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day.
I'm looking forward to it. I definitely am. Baker's pretty close to his back-to-back 4,000 yards too, so good for him.
Yeah. And Mike Evans, I think he's 251 yards shy of 1,000-yard season.
Let's do it, baby. What's that? Like 9 in a row, 8 in a row? It's crazy.
No, it's gonna be 11.
Holy shit!
He's tying Jerry Rice. If he gets 1,000 yards this year, he ties Jerry Rice for the most 1,000-yard seasons in first 11 seasons, obviously. But yeah, he's 251 yards away.
I mean, he can't. Correct me
He
if
can
I'm
get
wrong.
that.
I know he came out the same year as. I mean, Sammy Watkins was supposed to be the shit, and then he came out the same year as OBJ, and I wanted.
Yep.
No, yeah, it was those three. But that's just crazy that he ends up being the most consistent guy out of that bunch. Just, wow.
And what's crazy is you think, but again, people don't understand what the SEC does to players.
Right.
Think about it. The SEC has some of the best fucking receivers, just the best players in general. I feel like their careers last a lot fucking longer than most players.
Right.
Like you said, Sammy Watkins. Where the fuck is Sammy Watkins at right now? Where's he at? Huh? Yeah, exactly. Nowhere to be fucking found. He's been playing. This is his 11th season, and he's had what I think he has like 12,000 yards or something like that. Somewhere between. I think he's close to 12,000 yards. Are you kidding me? And mind you, he missed a good portion of the season. He missed like 2 or 3 games this year with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So he
And the
missed
thing
some.
is too, like, yeah, he's been banged up, but I don't. There's no reason I think he couldn't play 2-3 more seasons.
Right.
It's wild.
I
know we're checking the
play.
scores here quick. We're getting pretty close to the last NFL game, but just to keep people updated, because we are both looking at the TV here, we've got Ohio State taking on Tennessee at home, and
Tennessee's embarrassing the SEC.
Tennessee's trying, but right now it's 28-10.
They are trying, but they're embarrassing us right now. Talk all that shit just to get here and fucking get your ass beat. It's unacceptable.
Well, now we can talk about how Spencer Rattler and Kendre Miller are going to put up their best fight against Green Bay, but Green Bay is going to win this one on Monday night at home.
Yeah, of course. They're in Green Bay. Listen. I would never want to play. There's a couple places I would never want to play in December.
Oh,
that's Lambeau Field, wherever the fuck Buffalo plays at, and Kansas City. Those 3 places I would never want to fucking play in fucking December.
Yeah,
because it gets too fucking cold.
Too damn cold.
And it's. I don't know. I just don't know what it is. Like as a player, you don't get used to that. You don't. But for a team that does not ever play in that, I mean, the coldest it gets wherever you're at is like 45, maybe 30.
Right.
Bitches, you're going into the teens, negatives. No, we're not doing that. Like the shit that Miami had to do last year. You kiss my ass. I'm not playing in -4 degrees. I'm hurt, coach. I'm hurt. I'm not playing. No. I play.
I mean, you see these guys, they're off the field and they're immediately put a jacket around them.
The coldest weather I've played football in was when we moved to Lubbock, and it got down to it was like 9. I'm like, nope,
Damn.
Nope.
That's pretty cold for Texas.
I was like, nope, nope, never again. No, fuck no. There's not enough shit you can put on that's going to keep you warm while you eat. Because the thing is when you're in 9-degree weather, when you're moving is one thing.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting on a sideline, that shit nothing you have on is helping. And then you got to re-warm up and go back. No. Shit hurts, smashing your fingers between things hurt more. No, the grass was like glass. It's like, no, like I couldn't imagine having to play in Lambeau. or in Kansas City or in fucking Buffalo. Buffalo is the worst place. I say Buffalo is the worst place. I've seen the snow videos.
Yeah.
No, fuck no. Kiss my ass. I'm not going there. No, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
it may have happened, but I don't recall any other fan base being given the opportunity to shovel out their own seats.
No, absolutely not. Fuck no, no, no. It never happened. You've never had to hear, hey,
Oh
we need
man.
it's a, all hands on deck. Whoever get to this fucking field to help us shovel it. And they're not just shoveling like they shoveling like they're 6 inches of snow. Like they're up to it's high. This isn't just some bullshit. No, you're not shoveling. You're not shoving a inch of fucking snow from your driveway. Like you are shoving. There's no fuck that.
Trying to find the
Buffalo,
damn seat.
Buffalo is a no. Buffalo is definitely would be a no go for me. No, fuck no. If we don't have home field advantage, I'm not playing.
Yeah, Buffalo's crazy. I still don't know how they even have a team. And all my love to my New York teams, but goddamn, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. If you have to do that shit, bro, like I get it. If you play for Green Bay, if you play for those cities, I get it. You're used to it. But for a team like I get why Miami sucks in fucking cold weather. You know what it gets like in Florida? 40, if that.
Well, I think we wrapped up the NFL. Well, I can't wait to talk about the playoffs in 2 weeks from now. That'll be very exciting. But now we can get to the college football playoffs. The debut of this 12-team college football playoffs. Round 1 is almost in the books. And boy, we started off with a pretty interesting game. Indiana at Notre Dame. It was competitive. When I heard people, because I didn't watch the game,
It
I heard people
wasn't.
talk about it on the
It
radio.
wasn't. It
They made it seem
wasn't.
like it
It,
wasn't
it
competitive.
wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. Don't let that score fool you. Those 2 touchdowns were bullshit touchdowns. That was garbage time touchdowns. They got their asses whooped
It would
for
have
four
taken one
quarters.
more onside kick, which would have been, I mean, the
They
odds of that are
if you
crazy.
look at the score, look at the scoreboard now. Okay, look at that shit. Out excluding the fourth quarter, they got their asses smacked.
They
Okay,
did.
for 3 quarters.
You're right.
Okay, for 3 quarters, it was 17-3 at half. Okay, those 2 touchdowns came late in the fourth quarter.
True.
So
I just,
no, wasn't competitive. Not
I
a bit.
just, Notre Dame had like some long breakaway runs, but it just didn't seem like they were handling them.
Go, they handled them. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they put belt to ass on Indiana. Indiana coach, their coach is a fucking moron. So here's the thing: there was a play. There was a play at I don't know. I think it's like third quarter. For whatever reason, Notre Dame decided to go for it. They did a fake. They did this stupid swinging gate shit, and the Indiana stopped it. You know, everybody celebrating turnover on downs. Problem is, their fucking coach decided to run down the field and call timeout.
Oh, that's what
Yep,
it was?
yep.
Oh,
He called timeout.
I thought Notre Dame's coach called timeout. Shit.
Nope, 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 not at all. The Indiana's head coach, what's his name? Something I can't think his name. He has a stupid name. And he went down there and called timeout, and his team had already like they were confused, but they understood what was happening and they knew where to go. It
Yeah.
was all hats to the ball. Timeout. Notre Dame kicks a field goal, goes up 20-3. I was like, you got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers in the world. At some point, you gotta let your team figure it out. At some point.
Yeah.
And you running down and it cost your team. I feel like that would have been a momentum swing, but it wasn't. And those, like I said, those touchdowns were just no, not competitive at all.
It seemed more competitive than maybe the Penn State SMU.
Oh, it's a hell of a lot more competitive than that shit. SMU was well out of their weight class. Here's the thing, and somebody mentioned this to me. Somebody said I was watching a video and it made sense. They said this. How can you like obviously this is brand new. The format is brand new, 12 teams, cool. you're gonna have things you're gonna have to fix. One of those things you shouldn't have to fix is how do we go back from putting a team that wasn't in the conference championship to a team that was in the conference championship? Win or lose, how can we say this team should go in over this team who was in a conference championship?
Right.
Because here's the thing, you can fix that without causing problems. You can't fix that one without causing problems. So I would rather go with SMU getting in because they were in the conference championship. It makes sense because if we have to fix it later, we can fix it and no one's going to bat an eye. So that's why I was just like, okay, makes sense. That makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, SMU was out of their weight class. But this is where I'm kind of, it's the rankings for me. That's what I'm having. The rankings, like, I think at this point, the season should start off. Okay, let's view strength of schedule. What are their best wins? What are their worst losses?
Right.
Obviously, Georgia had the hardest schedule this season. We on the road against Alabama, on the road against Texas, on the road against Ole Miss, all top 10 teams.
Yeah.
We lost 2 of the 3, fortunately, but we beat Texas. And I think even with us losing, if we lost the conference championship, you still got to put us in. I mean, it's strength of schedule, and I think that's how they got us to looking at it is like strength of schedule because SMU shouldn't even been in the top. They shouldn't even been there. Indiana, and everybody's talking about because after Notre Dame, there's like, oh, Georgia don't know what they're in for. Your best win was against Texas A&M, and they weren't even ranked at the time. Everybody that Notre Dame has played this year have been at they have a collective fucking win record. I think it's what was it? It was ass. I know that.
Yeah.
Like you beat Florida State. Everybody beat Florida State. Everybody beat Florida State. You beat USC. You beat nobodies. And they're thinking that, oh my God, they're ready for Georgia. No, they're not. I heard somebody say they're the most physical team in the playoffs. No, they're not.
Wow.
No, they're not. They don't play anybody. You don't play no one. Like, what are you talking about? So I think strength of schedule has to play a big part in these rankings because if not, you're gonna get shit like this, 38-10.
Yeah.
That's what
And
you're
this
gonna get.
man, Jennings, forgive me, I don't know his first name, but he was running for his life all game long.
He was man. The first pick six I saw, I was like, that was bad. But I don't say that was his fault. The second one was definitely his fault.
Yeah.
But they wasn't ready for it. They were definitely out of their weight class.
Yeah.
Now, Penn State's definitely out of their weight class because their next game is not going to be a fun one because they got to play Oregon.
Oh shit.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They play Boise State.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
they play
right.
Boise State first. Yeah, Ohio State's going to play Oregon.
Quick shout out to former home of Carson Wentz and Trey Lance, North Dakota State. They win today, beat the home of Dallas Goddard's, South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
So the quarterback was like, so they interviewed the quarterback, and he was like, I can finally say this. I hate them. He said, I hate Jackrabbits. I say, hey, man, that's how I get in them rivalry games. He's like, I hate them.
And a shout out to the Lance family because I didn't know until I saw the highlights. Bryce Lance, Trey's little brother, is a baller. He plays for the Bisons as well.
Let's see if he has a better career than his brother then, because his brothers.
It's funny how they move. They both move similarly. It's so crazy when you watch them. It's like they're not under. I don't know. They're very athletic. It just looks like out of control when they move. It's crazy. And also, where did they go? Because the Division II championship was either yesterday or today as well. And I wanted to shout out. Where are they? Yeah, I wanted to shout out Ferris State
Oh
because
yeah,
they beat
they
they
played
beat
today.
Valdosta State.
I heard they
And
dominated Valdosta. Yeah, I'm trying to see
they did. They did.
because I got a notification about that when I was like, "Who the fuck? Like, what is this? What are we talking about here?"
Oh well, can't find it here, but yeah, shout out to Ferris State for bringing home that D2
Oh,
championship.
this is only the top 25, so that's why you probably won't. Well, it should. I don't know,
Well, also
but
it might
yeah,
be D1. So
they definitely dominated. That's based off what I think the Bleacher update I got is that they dominated the
yeah.
Valdosta. So
Oh, and shout out to the quarterback. His name is Trinidad. Well, never mind. No shout out, but it's fuck. I had it. I said it the whole game, but Trinidad something. He was running around. He's super athletic. I wouldn't be surprised if he does a little something on the next level. He's very athletic. Let's see. Another quick shout out before we get into these games. Florida took
Texas
care of
Clemson was
Tulane.
not
I
a
know
good.
this. Oh, there it is.
Florida.
Florida.
Listen, the only thing I got from this game was the big man, the big man who got the first down. He was like, I think he's like the defensive tackle, and he's like 450 pounds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
there he
Florida.
is. There it is. That's him right there. That image. Big man gets the handoff for Florida. Yeah, that's
Woo!
he's a big man. That's a big man. Like when I say 450 pounds, that's a big boy. There, yeah, yep. That you can see he.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is the third one. Give it to him, and he gets the first down. He was hype on the sideline. When I
Oh my
tell you,
God. Imagine being the guy underneath him. This guy.
that's
Imagine
what
being
the
this
one
guy.
announcer said. Just imagine being at the bottom of that. No, get your ass off me.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I
no,
gotta see that again.
yeah, yep, and he didn't move very fast, but he got it. It's like give it. Everybody was when the stadium erupted when they gave him the ball. Listen to me,
God,
man.
that's
Big
so
men they need more attention. They need the big defensive tackles, the linemen. They're the ones doing the heavy lifting. They do the hardest work on the field. They need
very
more
true.
attention.
Oh man, our
And
local
is that another
Georgia
touchdown?
Southern went down. That sucks.
Fucking Tennessee is embarrassing us right now.
All right, Clemson, Texas. Then we'll head to finish it up with Tennessee, Ohio State. What'd you think of the
That
old
that
Texas
game,
game?
Clemson's defense sold them because they got back in it. It was one score game at one point, and it just like they let off a big run, and then it was just downhill from there. But for whatever reason, something clicked in the second half for those receivers and that quarterback, and they just started clicking. And he was just lighting Texas ass secondary on fire. And then like they got it to 20, it was 24-31. And then Blue ran for he took it one to the house. And that's when they were just like, yep, that's it. And they made it 38-24 and 30 was 38-24 at that point, and that's basically what the score was.
Yeah, that Jaden Blue, he's got plenty of burst. I've seen him do that all season long. And then, Klubnik. I don't know what to think of Klubnik. He's fine. He's not.
If he would, the problem is they couldn't run the ball, so Texas knew that they got to throw the ball on us now because he couldn't run the ball.
Right.
So that's where the problem began at is if you can't run the ball against a team like Texas, you're gonna lose this game.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. They couldn't run the ball, and they knew they had to throw the ball. So
I think they even I don't know why, but they put an Arch Manning at the end, maybe just to get some applause or whatever.
Double Sweeney is a fucking terrible coach.
Yeah, you think this could be winding down for him?
No, because it's Clemson. No, he's not going anywhere. They made it to the playoffs, so they see this as a victory. Now, mind you, they lost one game, and then they went on this fucking stretch. Because after they lost to us, they didn't lose again. I think they lost a couple more times, but after that, it's 34-10. That's some bullshit. But yeah.
Yeah.
That game, it was competitive. It was if you were a Texas fan, you were nervous. If you were a Texas fan, you were when it was 24-31, you was like, oh shit, we fit to choke this game away. But they showed some fight and they got luck. They got that one extra score, and then put the game out of reach.
I'm so happy that Texas is good again. College football is just so much better when
I'm
teams like
not.
Texas.
They're Texas fans are like fucking Cowboys fans. They're delusional. All of them. They're fucking delusional. Every Texas, like I work with a guy. He's a Texas fan, and when I say delusional, he was talking so much. He's like, "Oh, we gonna come into the SEC. SEC is weak. Yada yada yada. We're gonna come in. We're gonna win the division." No, you're not. No, you're not. I told you you're not. You're not gonna just come in. This your first year and you gonna win the conference. No, you're not. This is not gonna happen, sir. No. And then he's like, "Oh, we gonna win." No, you're not. You're not winning the national title. You had a chance last year and you choked against Washington. No, no, you're not. So their path to the national title they had Clemson, they have Arizona State, and they're going to either play Oregon or Ohio State. That's their path to the national title game. It's gonna be a very difficult. It's gonna be a very difficult path.
Yeah, I think I'm just not giving.
We got the easy road.
I'm seeing Ohio State's legit for sure.
No, they're not. Don't do that. Don't do that. We agree on a lot of things. We will not agree on that. Ohio State is ass. Okay, you don't lose to a 75 Michigan team. No. Nope. You can't lose to a 75 Michigan team and say we're legit. No. First of all, Tennessee is ass. Okay. I would have rather Ole Miss be in this position, but Ole Miss, they decided to fucking choke against Florida. Alabama should have been here, but they decided to choke against Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. So that's why their bitch asses is out of here. Tennessee was the best option. So Tennessee is embarrassing the SEC. Like they have Ohio State fans right now chanting SEC right now. No, y'all don't want SEC. Because the last time you played an SEC team, we beat y'all. We beat you. So you don't want that. You don't want it. So it's just at this point, Ohio State's gonna have to. If they want to be legitimate, they're gonna have to beat. They're gonna have to beat Oregon. That's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to beat Oregon. So,
how did it take me this long to find out that Dylan Gabriel is a tiny person?
He's a very tiny person, but he's a hell of a quarterback.
So 5'9".
I don't know what it is, but Oregon seems to revitalize quarterback's career because Bo Nix was shit when he was in Auburn.
Oh yeah,
Bo Nix's career was going down the fucking toilet, and then he managed to get the fucking Oregon and start lighting it up. So, but my dream scenario for this season is for Oregon and Georgia to play Kirby Smart versus Dan Lanning. The teacher versus the peer. That's my goal. That's what I want to see in the national title game. We can whoop their ass, but
so Lanning comes from the Smart coaching tree.
Yeah, he was our defensive coordinator. He helped us win the fucking 2 national titles. He's the reason we had that historical defense.
Oh, so Philadelphia fans should thank him for our defense right now.
Yes, sir. Yep. Dan Lanning is the guy that y'all should be thanking because y'all defense is going to. If y'all get a good defensive coordinator, man, y'all defense can be. Cause I seen the Kobe Dean. He's really like coming into his own.
Yep.
Keely Ringo is starting. I don't know. Does he play much?
Special teams. He's a really good gunner.
Because I think he had an interception this year. I think it sealed the game. I forgot against what team, but I think if we get a good defensive coordinator, Jordan Davis is your guy. Like that is your Fletcher Cox. You just gotta.
You mean Jalen Carter, right?
No, Jordan Davis.
Okay, I'm waiting for that shit to happen, buddy. He makes a play here and there, and I'm like, okay, I guess he's worth keeping around.
But that's what I'm saying. Like because Jordan Davis is that guy. He's that fucking run stopper. You just got to use him.
Yeah, I wish he would use him.
Jalen Carter. He's more athletic than Jordan Davis.
Very much so.
Yeah. But Jordan Davis, if you use it, like that can be that's your run stopper. He's not gonna get a lot of sacks, but he's gonna be that run stopper for you.
Yeah, we're all waiting for it. We've all seen a few plays here and there that's like he can do it. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, as long as y'all get to the playoffs, that's all that matters.
I totally agree. And BG might back for the Super Bowl, which would be awesome.
Yeah, but before we cut out, I want to talk about something that I heard Tom Brady talk about. This
Okay.
happened a couple weeks ago when the Jags played the Texans. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point they have to stop penalizing quarterbacks. They have to. You can't
Start
put a
penalizing.
you can't put a defender in a position to have to do something that's not realistic,
Right.
that goes against the laws of gravity. It just doesn't work. If you decide to slide late, if you decide to slide late, I'm already there. I'm already trying to get lower than you. So we're already here. What am I supposed to fucking do? Fucking barrel roll out of that? Just abort the tackle? It don't work that way. I think at some point, guys like Patrick Mahomes and then some of these quarterbacks that like to slide late, I think they need to be penalized.
I mean,
I think
I don't think you watched very much Thursday, but Justin Herbert did the same shit.
right. Again, any quarterback, I think they need to start penalizing the quarterbacks because Patrick Mahomes is another one. His bitch ass. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. Okay, because if I was a defensive player, I'm knocking your fucking head off. Period. I don't care because I've seen so many plays with him in particular where he's running and then he pretends to go out of bounds and then defender lets up and then he keeps running. No, I'm sorry. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like my job is to stop the play. That's my job. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to make. I already got to make a split second decision. I shouldn't have to make another split second decision on top of that split second decision because of what you're faking to do.
Right.
Like I'm gonna just blow you. I'm just gonna knock your fucking head off because I think at this point defenders are gonna have to start making these quarterbacks pay for it. Period. Because I listen to Stephen A. and I listen to all these other dumbasses, and like, what pisses me off is this: guys like Ryan Clark, who made a name for himself by concussing people intentionally, using his body as a fucking weapon to say, "Well, that was a dirty play." Bitch, are you serious? Are you serious? Coming from the guy who was notorious for using his body as a fucking weapon, that was a dirty hit? No, sir. No, I disagree. I think these quarterbacks need to start getting penalized for it because it's not my job as a defender to protect you. It's your offensive coordinator. It's you. You have
Yeah.
to protect you. So don't wait for I see the first down, but you see this safety coming. He's barreling at you. Don't well, I can if you're gonna do it, just take the hit then.
Right.
At that point, take the hit. Don't fucking slide. Tom Brady said this shit. Tom Brady was like, I think they need to start penalizing quarterbacks for it. And I agree because this is bullshit. Because it's already hard enough for defenders as it is. The rules don't favor the defender in no way, shape, or form. You can barely touch the court receiver, you can barely touch the quarterback. It's just so much shit that protects the offensive players. Then the defenders is just like, what the fuck do I do? Why am I even out here? Like I don't fucking get it. Are you looking for it? I think it was on. I think uh who was interviewing him? Um, Colin Cowherd was interviewing him. So if you want to
Oh,
look it
sorry.
up,
I was
no.
all of a sudden my mic was fucking up, so I just want to make sure.
But I think at this point, honestly, I think something has to be done. If I'm a and I think the thing is enough defensive players, top defensive players, needs to start saying something because I mean at the end of the day, it's not fucking fair. Like what are we supposed to do? Like if Patrick Mahomes is faking to go out of bounds, now I got to stop, and then he runs by me and he scores a touchdown. Now I look like a dumbass. No, exactly. I'm the dumbass now. Like not him. I'm the dumbass. I'm the one that's gonna be on ESPN and NFL Network and Bleacher and everywhere else. Look at this dumbass. I'm gonna be a meme.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. And I don't know. I feel like something has to happen because what happened to Trevor Lawrence, he deserved. Period. That's your fault. You brought that upon yourself because you decided to say, I'm going to run for the first down, but I'm going to slide late and not expect to get no. And listen, if as a defender, just do it and just make sure you understand that you're gonna have to fight the offensive line, and you got to be okay with that. I'm okay with that. If I'm a defender, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with fighting your offensive line, but tell your quarterback to not fucking slide late.
Yeah.
Tell him to get the fuck down. Or go head first.
Right. If I'm thinking about the really bad ones that
There you go. Yeah, it cut. I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Get a new one. But yeah, Flacco comes to mind. That one on Justin Herbert. But I guess I'm saying it to say like running quarterbacks have a good understanding of not doing that. Like I never see Lamar take a late slide hit. I never see Jalen Hurts.
Because they know they just take the hit.
Right.
Or if they go down, they go down in open field.
Yeah, it does seem like guys who just don't naturally run around a lot tend to do that shit. And then I don't know that I would call a penalty on the quarterback because then, I mean, you're asking the refs to do so much like in the moment there. But maybe if you notice it's a late hit, just don't call it on the defender, you know?
I think that's what has to happen because the defender's already got to do so much. Oh, I can't touch you here. I can't touch you after this amount of time. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I got to make sure before I hit him that he's not defenseless. Like it's so much to do, and now I got to make a split-second decision as I'm already in the hitting motion. It's the laws of gravity.
Yeah.
It's the fucking laws of gravity. Like there's no one in the history of human beings that can stop their trajectory and change it. You can't. It don't work that way. You can't fucking do it. So I don't know. I think something has to change, but I think enough defensive captains, a lot of top defensive players, are gonna have to say something because what the fuck am I supposed to do here? What am I doing? But that's my rant for today because I was just like, is it too much for me? And that's for me. I played defense my entire life, and I call it bullshit. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Honestly,
they went out again.
This is fucking ridiculous. I have to get a new mic cord right at the end of this shit. Damn it.
Well, at least that did. So what were you say?
But yeah, even when you're seeing a hit and it looks malicious, like wow, the defender still went down and like put his shoulder into him. That's just reacting to movement. That's not like trying to be dirty.
No, and that's the thing. And that's what kills me is like a lot of these, like you hear a lot of older defensive players talk about, well, that's a dirty hit. Excuse me. You played in the era where it was okay to just lodge somebody's head from their body, okay, without a flag being called.
Right.
There's no dirty. A dirty hit. I would say what I would deem a dirty hit would be if he's out of bounds already. He's 2 feet out of bounds and you hit him. If he's throwing the ball's already gone, you hit him and you drive him into the ground. I get it. That can cause concussions. We've seen it with Tua. I understand it. But you slid late and I get suspended for 3 games, and then I got people shitting on my, like they're dragging this guy's name. That's he's a villain. What? Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Nah, man. I just hate all of these players. Like you've been out of the game for a while, but you know how fast the game is. You know how fast the game is. It's fast. Like I haven't played in fucking years, but I know how fast the game is. Like it's a car crash. Like there's nothing you can do. Once it's there, once you're in that area, it's done.
Yeah.
Once that person runs the red light, it's done. It's over. There's no avoiding it. This is a car crash. Like you can't. Oh my god, I got a port mission. I can't. You can't do that. This ain't Madden. It don't work that way. Madden is the only game. Madden is the only place where you can abort a tackle from a sliding quarterback. That's it. You can't. Madden. It's a game. You can't do it. You cannot fucking do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it in real life. So I don't know, but I just that's the part of that's what's making me hate the NFL. Like it's shit like that. Like there are times where I don't even watch the games most of the time. Sundays is probably the only day I'm committed to watching the games. Mondays, Sunday nights, depending on who's playing. Like tomorrow I'm gonna watch it. Like
Yeah.
I didn't watch the last two Thursday night games. I watched half, less than half of the Falcons game on Monday. Like I don't, because it gets to a point where just like this, just put the fucking flags on. Just let's just put the flags on already, because this shit is ridiculous.
I agree. We got to stop penalizing dudes for the late hits on the slide tackles, and we got to stop penalizing defenders for putting their weight on the quarterback. That's fucking
That
ridiculous.
is horseshit. Like, well, wait, what? So again, that's another thing. So I got to tackle him and contort my body to where I don't fall on. Get the fuck out of here, man. This is what I'm talking about. Like, oh, I think the reason they changed it because of Aaron Rodgers. It's not our fault. He got fucking fiberglass collarbones. How is it my fault? How is it my fault that his collarbone is made of fiberglass? It's
Yep.
not my fault. Oh, well, we got to protect the money. Bitch, Justin Jefferson is money. Okay. Derrick Henry is money.
Yep.
Zay Flowers, all those wideouts, that's
Christian
your money
McCaffrey.
too. That's your money too.
Yep.
Fuck the quarterback. Don't nobody give a fuck about a quarterback. Don't no one care. Only people who care about quarterbacks is if the quarterback's on their team. People aren't going to watch fucking football games like it's an NBA game. Oh, I want to see LeBron James. Don't nobody care. No one cares that who is at quarterback. All they care about is their team winning. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares that the Raiders don't care that Desmond Ritter's their quarterback. All they care about, can he win us games?
Well, and no one wants to see anyone get injured, but you're also assuming that, like, Tom Brady himself was a backup. If not for Drew Bledsoe getting hurt, we might have never known Tom Brady.
We'd have never known Tom Brady.
So it's the idea that, like,
but it's a part of the game though. Like I get it. There's some things like I get it. Like the whole when the hitting the quarterback while he's in the pocket below the knees. I understand that. Like I
a
understand
Tom Brady
that.
rule.
Yeah, true, but it makes sense. Like if I'm hearing you're 300, you're like 300 pounds. It makes sense. But to say I can't throw his bitch ass to the ground because Tua keeps seizing up every time his head hits the fucking turf, how is that my problem? How is that my fault? Why is that my issue? Huh? It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that. Like you don't penalize offensive players for anything. Like most of the shit they get penalized for, they don't even do. You can control it. You can control a chop block. I can control that. I can't hit you below the knees while you're engaged with another person. I can do that. Crack black. I could. Hey, I gotta make sure I'm facing you. Those are things you can avoid. I can't avoid a late slide.
No.
You've been seeing it for years, but
Oh yeah.
it's I don't know. I hate it, and I hate that they villainize the guy for doing it.
And we could not talk about this if we didn't bring up Kenny Pickett's fake slide, because that's what also makes
That's
it.
what exactly. He did it when he was in college. He fake slid, the defender let up, and he ran for a touchdown. And the NCAA banned that shit right the fucking way.
Yeah.
So why can't you ban a late slide?
Or at least not penalize the guy. Yeah.
You know what a late slide is. You know exactly what it is. Either you're gonna go and take this hit, or you're gonna start sliding early. I don't care I don't care. Because the
if it
slide
comes down to it, they'll have to start reviewing it and be like, "Oh, is the defender 5 yards away from the quarterback?" When all that shit.
I wouldn't even say review it. I would just say, you know what? If we gotta throw a flag, cool. It sucks. If you're a defender, you gotta take this flag. But we're gonna review this shit, and his bitch ass is gonna get a fine when his game's over.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen. So that's how I look at it. And they think that's what's gonna happen because what it'll do, it'll stop that shit. It'll for sure stop it. If you're gonna slide, you're either gonna commit early or you're gonna just take the hit. One or two. Stop putting fucking defenders in bad situations where they gotta fucking make a split to set. That is dumb. And I be surprised, bro. I'm telling you, when I heard Tom Brady say that, I was like, oh, that's coming from Tom Brady.
Yeah, the guy they made the rules for.
Right. And for him to say, for him to defend the player, I was like, man, y'all need to listen to Tom Brady. Like, this man knows what he's talking about. Like, shit.
Well, folks, hope you enjoyed another entertaining, fun-filled episode of Mostly Football. I know I did. It's always great to talk to Nate again. Believe it or not, guys, I don't talk to Nate a whole lot outside of Mostly Football. We try to keep up and keep in touch. But this is a great opportunity for us to truly communicate. Have about an hour and a half, 2 hours just to ourselves. It's really nice. And boy, I wish you guys knew how much I have anxiety right before I get on here because I don't know how long, what we're going to yada, yada, yada. And then I get on here and it's just all good. I wish I could stop having the anxiety because it's a great show.
Yeah.
And,
I just know we're going to talk sports, and sports is what I talk about. So
listen, I hope you all make it through your semi-final fantasy football championships better than I am. Baker and Mike Evans, baby, let's go. But look, if you're an Indiana fan, better luck next year. If you're an SMU fan, better luck next year. If you are a Clemson fan, better luck next year.
If you're a Tennessee fan, better fucking luck next year. Y'all are getting your asses whipped right now. It's a 32-point game. You kidding me? We should kick y'all out of the SEC. This shit here is embarrassing.
Well, that was Nate. I'm Dylan. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. If you like us, please show us some love. Drop a comment. Give it a like. Share it. Thank you all so much. Happy Christmas if we don't see you. And Merry New Year. Bye-bye. Yeah.